Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and the 5th edition of Carlton Club Corner. On last week's show, I said let's not make this game against Adelaide hard. Let's kick 7 goals to 1 in the first quarter and put them away, and let's not strain ourselves for the rest of the day. I know that's wishful thinking, but if you're a top four side, that's what should have happened. Instead, exactly the same thing happened last year. I warned you in last week's episode. I said we're in the exact same position, undefeated until we got to Adelaide. And wouldn't you guess what happened? Carlton go and lose to Adelaide. Again! And a winless Adelaide nonetheless. Now, I'm going to start with the players that played yesterday. The ones that I think are just, what are you even doing here? Mitch McGovern. It's over, buddy. It's over. Injured again, hamstring again. Just get out. Leave. Leave immediately. Go away. I'm sick of you always injured. You're always out. You're no good to us. Seriously, you've been, 5-6 years at Carlton and you've played probably 50% of the games. Not good enough. You're on a big contract. Get out. Zach Williams, $900,000 a year. That's laughable. Seriously. How do you get paid? Your manager is the best manager in football because $900,000 for you, a player that's just a player, fringe player at best, if you like. I can't cop that. It's time to trade him. I don't care if we pay half of his contract. Get rid of him. $900,000 for Zach Williams, not worth it. Do what Collingwood did. They got rid of Adam Treloar, too much money. They got rid of Brady Grundy, too much money. They got rid of Jaden Stevenson, too much money. They got rid of, who was the other one? Tom Phillips or whatever. So it's probably $3 million in 4 players there. And they said, we can't do this. We need to keep our players that we think are going to win the premiership. What went on and happened? They won a premiership. Don't worry. So this is the thing with Carlton. Everyone gets too comfortable at Carlton because they get looked after. You've done that. Our last premiership was in 1995. Our last grand final was in 1999. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. 30 years of a premiership. And our last grand final appearance was 26 years ago. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this. When Sard went down, let's get back to Zach Williams. When Sardi went down, Isaac Rankin went ahead and won the game for Adelaide. He smashed Zach Williams, all because Zach Williams isn't good enough. Rest my case on Zach. That's it. That's what I think of him. It's not going to change. I don't care how well you play. $900,000, you have not played for 2 years, 2.5 years. You're always injured. Again. Mark Pitnet. Why are you on an AFL list, let alone playing in an official AFL game? Can someone please explain? Please explain why the Carlton Football Club saw it fit to pay this man and sign him up for 4 extra years last year. Explain, please. I beg you. I beg you in the comments, please explain why this man got a 4-year deal. Can't we get like the NBA and do 10-year deals, 10-day contracts where, you play well in the VFL, we've got some injuries, we'll give you 10 days, which is equivalent to probably 2 weeks in the AFL, right? Let's do that, AFL. Let's bring in 2-week contracts for VFL players. So you don't have to be on a list. That's where Mark Pitnet could come in. If you've got injuries to Ruckman, which we don't, this is what I cannot understand, which we don't. Tom De Koning is a more than capable ruckman, but I'll get to him. So, just to paint the picture, Adam Chera was a late withdrawal with a hamstring. Okay? And Michael Voss thought it was a good idea to bring in a ruckman. So, we've lost a running midfielder, and Vossi thinks it's a good idea to bring in a slow lug of a ruckman. Not only do you bring in a second ruckman, you brought one in to play against Riley O'Brien, who I'm going to be honest, average at best. Average at best as a ruckman. Tom DeConning couldn't do the job against him. More than capable, Tom. He's had a good start to the season. So, why, Vossi? Why would you bring in Mark Pitnet to take away from Tom DeConning against Riley O'Brien? Head-scratching moment. But then again, you clearly don't think Tom DeConning's up to it. Then get rid of him. Get rid of Tom DeConning. If you think he can't compete and beat Riley O'Brien, then he needs to go. I'm not saying that. That's what Vossi's saying, basically. Here we go. Let's get to the best. Patrick Cripps. Why are you still captain? Why? I struggle to understand why you're still captain of this football club. Based on stats, you shouldn't even be getting a game. Let me explain. Did you know Patrick Cripps is the worst first possession clearance player in the competition? All 700 players are the worst, last, dead last. He converts 60% of the time, which means basically he gets the ball to his teammates 6 out of 10 times. Again, worst in the competition. Why? How is this possible? How is this possible, Patrick Cripps? You're a Brownlow medalist, which I don't know how that happened. You're the captain of our club, and yet you are the worst in the that Mark Pitnet is better at clearances, getting it to teammates than you are. And you know my thoughts on Mark Pitnet. Thank God for Walshy. He had 35 or 36 touches in his first game back of the year. He's missed the first 5 games of the year, had an interrupted preseason, and he comes in and has a performance like that. He should be our captain. He should be Carlton captain. Next year, if he's not our captain, I'm staggered. Oh, get rid of Vossi. Get rid of all the hierarchy of Carlton. Whoever votes on this captain rubbish, get rid of it. For me, Sam Walsh should be captain. He's a leader. He plays like a leader. He acts like a leader. Not like Cripper when it's on your terms and when you feel like playing. Yesterday was a time to stand up, Patrick. And you had an ordinary game at best. At best, you had an ordinary game yesterday. Jordan Boyd, how do you get a game in front of Alex Chincotta? How? You do some good things, but your bad things far outweigh your good things. You're 25 years of age. You've been discarded by one club, the Bulldogs. Not many of you probably know that. Yet you play every week. Head scratch moment. Now, let's get to the players that didn't play. Jack Martin, Caleb Marchbank, David Cunningham. Get out. 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 Get out of the club. Jack Martin, you're always injured. Caleb Marchbank, you're always injured. David Cunningham, you're always injured. Always. Jack Martin's on the fortune. Caleb Marchbank, we gave the world to get this muppet. I can't handle it. How have we got these players still on the list? Nothing's changed. Carlton supporters are delusional. They're delusional if they think we're going to win a premiership with players like this on the list. These are the players that are going to help us, are they? They've been there for 7 years. David Cunningham has been there for 8 years. He's played 55 games out of 172. Get out. We need fresh blood. We really need to start turning over our list. It's getting really bad. I see Collingwood supporters going about, oh, we should get rid of this player and that player and, Oleg Markov. And he's a premiership player. They won the premiership 6 games ago. And yet, they're still saying we need to improve. We need to improve. Some of the players that played in their premiership aren't getting a game at Collingwood 6 games in. Do you think they're keeping the same thing because they won the flag? No. This year's a new year. They can see the light and they're forecasting, we need to get better. Okay? Why can't Carlton see that? There is no new players. None in the team. One, actually. One, Elijah Hollins. One new player. One. So here's the difference for winning a premiership. Elijah Hollins is just, I'm going to mark that down. He's the key to Carlton. Clearly, that's what they think. One player, one. Not three or four, like premiership teams do. Premiership teams change 4 to 6 to win a premiership again. It's a fact. Look in the history books. Every premiership team has changed at least 4 to 6. Yes, they have the nucleus, but they change around them. Okay, he was good last year, but we need better. How about this guy? Let's recruit here. Let's do this. Let's do that. I don't know what we're doing. We've got the same old faces. Once again, Carlton, we've won nothing. Nothing. Last year, losing the preliminary final to Brisbane means nothing. Nothing. It means nothing this year. So let's start moving. Yesterday against Adelaide was a prime example of where they just couldn't be bothered. The same old players. We rely on Charlie and Harry to kick our score, 70% of our score, and that's it. If they don't play well, we can't win. It's disgusting. That's disgusting, Carlton. Seriously. That's our mentality. There's no new blood. Same Owies, same, who's the other guy? Fogarty, who's out injured, but he would have played if he wasn't injured. Durden. There's a goal a game if you're lucky. Yeah, pressure acts, whatever. That's great. But we need them to do more. We need more goal scorers. I said last week, in last week's episode, there's a kid in the reserves. Ashton Moyer. Bring him in. Bring him in. We shouldn't be losing to the likes of Adelaide. We should be 5-0. Yet we're 4-1. We're back in the pack again, like last year. Just mark my words here. You need to wake up, Carlton. Wake up. I'm sick of it. Carlton supporters are sick of it. 30 years without a premiership. 25 years without a grand final appearance. Wake up, Carlton. Stop being so comfortable. So I want to know in the comments, where's the improvement coming from? Let me know down in the comments because I can't see it. I can't see where the improvement's coming from. Is it coming from Cripps? No. Is it coming from Wiedering? No. Is it coming from Walsh? No. Is it coming from Charlie? No. Is it coming from Harry? No. They're at their peak. They can't get any better. Great players, apart from Cripps. I'm not a fan, as you probably gathered. But they're already great players. They're not going to get any better. They can't. So in order to get better, we need other players to get better. Where are they? Tell me who they are because I can't see it. I fear this is the same path we went down last year. I warned everyone last week. It was in the same situation as last year. Exactly the same. So if things are the same as last year, we'll lose the next 9 in a row. Wake up, Carlton. Wake the hell up. I'm telling you. You've done nothing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. There you have it. Another episode of Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Love reading your comments or reply to all of you. And we'll see you in the next one.